CNN is sad that nobody watches them or believes them, and they just found this out by sending one of their reporters, John King, to Ohio, a key swing state now, to talk with some of the voters.
I'm not a big fan of who he is and what he does and how he lives, but I think the decisions and the things that he did for our country were good.
The friends and family around the table don't watch and don't trust CNN. There is reverence for Ronald Reagan here. But listen.
The trust is gone.
Reagan's optimism replaced by Trump's grievances.
We got to find our own way to take care of ourselves.
Reagan's disdain of big government replaced by Trump's distrust of just about everything.
Actually, they don't have Reagan's optimism because what he warned about sadly happened.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism. And what is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation. Well, isn't this the liberal philosophy? The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
I mean, what's next? Are they going to break CNN's heart because they don't want the United States to get involved in the war between Russia and Ukraine? Oh, wait, what's this?
If you think the United States should be supporting Ukraine in the fight against Putin, raise your hand. Nobody. When you hear the Ukraine exchange there, it's like watching the open of an old Tucker Carlson show. He's not there anymore, but that's what it is. And these are busy people. These are hardworking people. There are too many Democrats who want to say they're deplorables or, why talk to these people? There are millions of them. This is a family that literally is an economic anchor in the community. The business started in the basement, employs 80 people. The new solar company employs 15 people in a part of the country that has been devastated economically and challenged economically the last 25 years. They're good people. They raise money for the Girl Scouts. They go to church. But they believe things that would break our fact-check machine. That's just a fact. And they don't trust us. They think we're part of the problem.
Now, why would they think that? Well, here's a list of just 18 reasons. The fake 18 reasons that CNN put together about why Trump may be a Russian agent. Of course, the 2-year Mueller investigation ended with an embarrassing nothing burger, with Robert Mueller being almost as incoherent as old Joe.
The individual is in fact obligated to provide what's being demanded by the regulation or statute, meaning you don't have any wiggle room, right?
I'd have to look more closely at the statute.
I just read it to you.
Then could you repeat it?
Okay.
Those were the days. I really missed them because watching the liberal media back then was a lot of fun. And I know I say I watch CNN so that you don't have to, but there's only so much a man can take of this. A guide to neo-pronouns from A to Z. Neo-pronouns are the new pronouns for the blessed and amazing gender non-binary people, the leaders of the civil rights movement of our era. The most common third-person pronouns include she, he, and they, while she and he are typically used as gendered pronouns to refer to a woman and a man, respectively. They can be used as a gender-neutral descriptor for an individual person or a group of people. Celebrities like Janelle Monáe, Emma Corrin, and Jonathan Van Ness have each said they is a preferred pronoun that works for them. Neo-pronouns are less commonly used than those 3 familiar pronouns. They're often used by non-binary, transgender, and gender non-conforming people because they offer more freedom of identity. In his book, What's Your Pronoun?, Barron wrote that the neo-pronouns expand the ways that people are able to indicate their gender identity to encompass anyone who is trans or non-binary, as well as those who choose an altogether different term to characterize their gender. Per the LGBTQ advocacy group, the Mafia, the Human Rights Campaign, neo-pronouns are a step towards a society where people can more fully express all parts of themselves. By the way, they and them are not neo-pronouns. Those are still the old-fashioned pronouns. Those are so 2020. These are some of the new pronouns that I'm sure you're going to get banned from social media if you don't use these, if they are some carbon-based life forms' preferred pronouns. Z and Zir. And they give you an example here. I asked Zir to come to the movies. Z said yes. The teacher graded Zir paper today. Not his or her paper. Not even their paper. Now you have to call them a Zir The teacher graded Zir paper, and Z got an A. This is even more nonsense than I can handle. I wrote about these neopronouns in my book, Liberals and Find a Cure, years ago, and I'm familiar with the Z and Zir, but now there's Fay and Fair, and M and Ear, and A and Air. People may use neopronouns for the same reason someone else uses she and or they. Neopronouns may better align with one's identity. Some people may use a common pronoun like she or they in addition to a neopronoun. No, they use them because they're insane. The people who work for MSNBC are also insane, having come down with stage 4 liberalism. This is Donnie Deutsch, who I thought the network quietly let go or let his contract expire after he tried to pick a fight with Donald Trump live on the air, but apparently he still works there and is still spewing nonsense like this.
Do you not understand that if Donald Trump wins, nothing else matters because it's over? Morning Joe might act, just to take a little example, Morning Joe might not exist anymore because Donald Trump has said, as all autocrats
That's the name of the show, by the way.
say, what they will do. And he said, if I'm elected, I want the FCC reporting directly into me. And he will cancel the show. I mean, you need to think that... Excuse me.
He's choking on his own BS. Please continue.
That extreme. It's over. Freedom is over if Donald Trump gets elected. It's that simple. No other issue matters. Every other issue sprinkles down from that. However you feel about the economy, however you feel about whatever issue you're dealing with, we turn into an autocracy. What our forefathers fought for 250 years ago is over. That's what's at stake at this election. Everything else is a subtext to that.
I thought the country was supposed to end back in 2016 when Donald Trump won the first time. And by the way, MSNBC, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, has no jurisdiction over cable at all. I learned that in RTV 101 back in college, by the way. So just a heads up, they only regulate the over-the-air broadcast stations like, you know, the old legacy networks, ABC and NBC and radio stations. And it looks like they may indict Donald Trump a 4th time this week in their attempts to try to stop him from becoming the next president, but he doesn't really seem very fazed.
Because every time they file an indictment, we go way up in the polls. We need one more indictment to close out this election. One more indictment, and this election is closed out. Nobody has even a chance. We've already defeated the Republicans. They're at 2 and 3 and 1.
I don't know about you, but with every indictment, I support him even more. And if you agree, order your Wanted for President shirt from my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Like all of my designs, it's available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.